Hi everyone, it's time for my favourite video of the month, and that is my TBR video. So in April I had a full month that I could basically read. I wasn't going away anywhere, I wasn't doing anything that would kind of take away some reading time. I even had a week off. So yeah, I had a very easy month, even though I had 8 books there. So yeah, for those of you who don't know, I play a game called Get Me to the Show, which looks like this, and I have to get from the very bottom to the very top, just by kind of rolling a 6-sided dice. Now, as you'll see, there's 5 different categories here, but there will also be blanked out spaces as well, and these, at the moment, I can't find my tabs to cover them over, so I am sorry that the board looks a little bit bare at the moment. But we do have 5 different categories. We have a music category. This is where I choose a music artist from a selection of cards, and then I find a song that I think fits the book I'm going to read. We have goals and targets. So this is to get to 70% of my NetGalley and to read half the books purchased / I got for Christmas. So yeah, basically newer books for me. Pink prompts are just general everyday prompts like highest rated, lowest rated, poll pick, friend chooses, pet chooses, etc. We have M for mood read, but I do need to choose it now while I'm on camera. And then we have B for Bookemon, so I am taking part in Bookemon. So all the prompts I have not yet completed, every quarter I add them in. So even if I complete one this month, for instance, but it hasn't come up in the game, then that doesn't leave the game yet. That just will stay till the next quarter's prompts, and then I'll take them out just so I don't run out of possible prompts as well. And then, as I said, there is also blank spaces. However, I cannot find my tabs, so at the moment I'm using just white paper, and these are my fail spaces. So if I've failed a TBR, then I get to add a fail space, and it means if I land on that, I need to read a book that I failed this year in terms of my TBR. So yeah, that's basically how it works. But before we jump into whether I can take one of those fail spaces off or if I need to add one, let's see how I did in April. So as I mentioned, April I had a very easy sort of month for me, but I was also doing a reading vlog, so a little bit tougher in that regard. But in terms of this, we did have Kepler, which is a K-pop group, and I chose their song Giddy. And I chose for that Between Friends and Lovers by Charlene Obuobi. I did read this one. It was different than I expected, but in a good way. I will give you all my thoughts on this, though it will be in the reading vlog, so do keep your eyes out for that. Next we had Redwood. I don't know where my physical copies went, but this was for my goals and targets, and I did read this one. This one was like a children's horror. I had a good time with it. Role number 3 was latest book haul. For that one, I chose Warhorse by Michael Morpurgo, and I did read this one. I read this all on sprints, so if you did catch my sprints, you would have saw I did finish this one then. After this, we had a mood read, and so for that one, I chose Drowned Wednesday because I had to read it anyway for my buddy read with Cats and Camera. I really love delving into this one a lot more as well, so I'm looking forward to continuing on with this. So yeah, did read this one. It was all planned out in terms of buddy read pages, so I would have been more shocked if I hadn't got to it. And then after that, we had monthly Bookemon prompt. So for that one, it was, I chose read a book for another readathon, and so I chose Magical Readathon, and then the prompt was a book with plants on the cover. And for that one, I read Daughter of the Moon Goddess, and this one was my reading vlog. Rule number 6 gave me another goals. I was getting a lot of my new releases and like goals for NetGalley and things in April, which was amazing. So for this one, I chose I Wish You Would by Eva Des Loris. I did read this one. It's a very nice YA sort of romance book. I enjoyed this one a lot actually, and I'm so glad I did choose it. But yeah, I read this one. And then for role number 7, we had Baby Blanket, and this was read a book for your favourite genre. For this one, I chose fantasy, and I chose When the Moon Hatched by Sarah A. Parker. And I did enjoy this. it was a little bit different than I had expected it to be. I don't feel like I enjoyed it as much as I possibly could have, but I did enjoy it nonetheless. And I will read the second one, because I believe there is a second one coming. I will be reading that anyway when it does come out. So yeah, I did read this one. And then rule number 8 was fail space. So to read one of the books I'd failed this year in terms of my TBR. And I failed it. I failed my TBR space book, which is so annoying because it was a Brothers Hawthorne, and I am desperate to read this and I still have not read it. And I think what it is, it's not the fact I don't want to read this book. It's not the fact I'm pushing this book off. What I keep doing is I keep going, I'll save this for last because I know I'm going to love it. And then I don't get the time to read it. So I think if it comes up again, I definitely just need to read this one first or second so I can read it. I want to continue with the series. I'm desperate to read this one. I just keep not getting to it and it's really starting to bug me now. So yeah, I did fail this one. That does mean I add another fail space to the board, which is really unfortunate for me, but it's okay. Does mean though, we're going to have 3 fail spaces on that board. I have 3 failed books from this year as well. So if I land on each one of them is going to be my TBR. So it's fine. It's fine. Hopefully May I can complete my TBR and take one of those spaces off. That would be amazing. But yeah, so just before we find out where that fail space is going to go and what the first rule has in store for me, this month I have 2 books I need to read, and that is A Journey to the Centre of the Earth, and that's for Buzzword-a-thon. And you guys did choose this. You guys did choose A Journey to the Centre of the Earth. I will post the part here. And then I also need to choose Sir Thursday at some point as well for my buddy read with Cats and Camera. So that's the only 2 books I do need. However, in May, I do have a trip to London at the start of the month, and then I am going to Poland and I am going to Finland for a week. So I'm going to be away a little bit. So I need to try and get in maybe 3 ebooks. And then after that, I can basically do anything as long as I get in those 2 other physicals. So I've got plenty open there for me. Hopefully everything will go to plan and I can fit them in. But yeah, let's see where that fail space is going to go, and let's jump into rule number 1. Okay, so 23 spaces. So let's see. So 1, 2, 3, space number 8. Rule number 1 is a 2. 1, 2, goals and targets. Okay, rule number 1 gave us a 2. That is not the best start to the game ever, but that's fine. I did get a goals and targets though, which is always lovely. And so, as I said, I need to get ebooks on here to kind of start with. So I'm going to choose a NetGalley book for me, and I'm going to choose Lost Love on 6th Street. So I believe this is about a photographer who is working in like a music library, and she finds out about this musician, I think, and she wants to delve more into it. And so she goes to that area and she finds a music promoter who's also interested, and they kind of deep delve into this artist, everything about them. And yeah, that's kind of all I know. I think they're obviously going to fall in love. I think it is a music romance. So yeah, I don't really know too much else. I just know it's about them trying to find this musician kind of, but yeah, it's about a music promoter, which I used to do myself, so I'll be very intrigued how they touch on that. And then a photographer. So I love music romances. This should be a good time, but I've heard no one speak about it, so we'll see how it goes. But yeah, let's go to rule number 2. Rule number 2 is another 2. 1, 2, which is a mood read. Okay, rule number 2 gave me a mood read, and it was again another 2. I'm not seeming to move very far. Now, I really should add A Journey to the Centre of the Earth or Sir Thursday to this. However, there is one book that's been on my shelves and it's just been staring at me for the last week. And I think since I'm really in the mood for that book, I think now is the perfect time for me to choose that book. Rhythm, Chord and Malakin by Mariana Zapata. Now, this again is a music romance. Maybe we can see a theme here, but it is basically from the same author as From Look Of With Love, which was an ice skating romance that I did read in the past. It was very slow burn, so I'm hoping this one's kind of going to be the same. This one just says 26 years old Gabby Barreto might be a lot of things, loyal, sarcastic, one of the guys, and a pain in the butt depending on which family member you ask. but Dom isn't one of them. When her twin brother invites her to go on tour as his band's merch girl, she isn't exactly screaming at the top of her lungs with joy. With no job opportunities pounding on her door, an ex-boyfriend she still would like to castrate, and no one in sight to moving out of her parents' house in Dallas, it would be dumb to say no to a chance of a lifetime. 2 bands, 3 continents, 1 tour. Spending the next 90 plus days with 3 beloved idiots and 8 complete strangers shouldn't be a big deal, right? If only the singer of the headlining band didn't have tattoos, a great personality, a fantastic body, and if he wasn't so funny. Let's be real, Gabby never really stood a chance against Sasha Malakin. Oh, it just sounds beautiful. Yeah, I've been staring at this for the last week. I think it's going to probably be the first book I pick up for the month as well. I'm very much looking forward to this. Again, music romance. We have a merch girl. I've done merch for bands in the past, so kind of just resonates with me. I think that's why I love music romances, is that I can really kind of personally put myself into these stories a little bit easier. But yeah, I'm very, very hyped for this. I'm expecting this to be slow burn just because the other one was, but I'm excited to see how it kind of goes. And also, like, a bad boy basically with tattoos, great personality, fantastic body, and funny. He just sounds amazing as it is. So yeah, I'm so hyped to get into this. I very much want to read this just now, so it probably will be the first book I pick up. But yeah, let's dive into our next roll. Roll number 3 is a 3. 1, 2, 3. Another goals and targets. Okay, roll number 3 gave us a 3. Still not moving too far. It's fine though. But we got a goals and targets. So for this one, again, I'm going to choose an ebook here just so that I can make sure I do have enough for when I'm going away. And I'm going to choose a middle grade book, which is How to Be Human by Karen McCombie. Now, this came out, I believe, last year. I'm very behind on my NetGalley, which is why that was one of my goals. But this is basically about a star boy, an alien, I guess, who comes to Earth, and no one from his planet or anything has ever seen humans up close. So he's basically, he befriends 2 children, and it's about him making friendships and what kind of happens on Earth. So I don't really know anything else about it. I've not heard anyone speak about it, so I don't really know what to go in expecting. But I think it's just going to be nice and cute. It's going to be a nice, easy read. And I think sometimes that's just what you want when you're at the airport. It's just something nice and easy to read. So yeah, I think that's going to be perfect, especially if I'm busy doing things. I don't have much reading time. Yeah, this one's going to be a quick read, where I can read like a chapter or 2 and probably fly through it. So yeah, I'm going to pick this one for that. Let's go to roll number 4, and hopefully it's going to be a bigger roll for me because we're not really seeming to move very far. Roll number 4. I don't know if you can see that, so I'm going to redo it. Is a 4. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, which is a book mom prompt. And we have Seal. Read a book with the main character's first name in the title. Okay, I can do that. Okay, rule number 4 gives a book mom prompt, and we got Seal. Read a book with the main character's first name in the title. Now, for this one, there was a few choices I wanted to choose, but I didn't know if they were first names, like main characters rather. So I wanted to choose, I think it's like his name's Sam, or here is Sam, or something like that. But apparently he's dead, so I don't know if he's actually a main character or whether he's like a side character. So I didn't choose that one. I can't think of the name of that book. Yeah, that one, I was thinking of that. But then I remembered my mum for Christmas, so kind of going back to my goals and targets prompts really, she actually gave me Sally's Lament, and this is a twisted tale novel of The Nightmare Before Christmas. So I'm going to choose this one because Sally is definitely Sally's first name in this book. But for this, it just says, what if Sally discovered Christmas Town instead of Jack? Sally has mostly lived her life in Halloween Town, but she can't help wanting something more. Sally is supposed to be learning that the Pumpkin King Jack is longing for a change of his own. Determined to find a solution for both of them, Sally follows a vision that could change their fates. But the more time Sally spends in the jolly land of Christmas Town, the more suspicious she grows of seemingly idyllic winter wonderland. Will Sally be able to save the best of both times before it's too late? Sounds good. I was going to save this one for like Halloween, so this one came up way earlier than I was expecting to, but I do love Nightmare Before Christmas and I'm excited to kind of delve in, and it should just break things up a little bit as well. So yeah, should be a great time. I love Christmas and everything, so let's just delve back in while it's nice and sunny and bring back those cooler vibes. Let's go on to roll number 5. Roll number 5 is another 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, and again another book mom prompt. This time we have ice cream. Read a book with brown, pink, and white on the cover. Okay, let me have a think. Okay, rule number 5 gave me ice cream, and that is to read a book with brown, pink, and white on the cover. I knew exactly what I was going to choose for this, as long as it fit those colours, and it does, and that is K-Pop Idol Diaries Volume 2. Now, you may remember that I read Volume 1 in, I want to say March, and I basically devoured this in like one sitting, basically. I didn't really want to do anything else except for read this book, and so I'm going to pick up the second volume of this. I do know the third one is already out, so it gives me a good chance to kind of catch up and then get on to the third one. For this one, this is again another kind of music romancy book. This is basically following a girl who gets accepted into the K-pop industry as a rapper, however ends up having troubles with the group that she was meant to be in, so she joins the boys group instead as the only female there, and we're kind of following her hitting her dream. Where we kind of left it was near debut, so I'm excited to kind of see where this kind of continues on from and see what happens next. I think it's quite short as well. I think it's about 150 pages, but that's perfect for me. I'm excited to just jump back into this world and get some more K-pop romance in there, because I do love some music romance. I think it's my third one this month though. Whoops. But yeah, let's go to roll number 5. Roll number 6. 1. General pink prompt. Pull pick. Well, this one's easy. Okay, so for roll number 6, I think I said 5 before, ignore that. For roll number 6, we got pull pick. Now, as I mentioned at the very beginning, you guys get to choose what book I read for buzzword, and for that you chose A Journey to the Centre of the Earth. So yeah, I am going to be choosing this one for this prompt. You guys have already done the poll for it, so it just makes sense for me to add this in here. On the back of this, it doesn't really actually give me any information on what this book is about, but from what I remember, there is this professor, I want to say he's a professor, and he goes with his, and he has like his grandchildren or something with him, and they go on this adventure, and obviously to the centre of the earth. So I have read this when I was a child, but I remember nothing about it. I've seen the movie, but I can't remember how accurate the movies are to the book. So yeah, I can't really tell you too much else. It is from Jules Verne, and yeah, it's basically an adventure like book. It's not actually that long, or at least my edition isn't. My edition is only about 225 pages, so it'll be a very quick read to get through, as long as the writing isn't too bad, because sometimes classics can be really difficult for me to get through, but the writing on this is also quite big, so we'll see how things go. But I am excited to get to this one. This was not one I was planning to read anytime soon, so we'll have a look. We'll maybe see if this gets me back into a classics mood. But yeah, I'm worried, but I'm excited to get to this, and it'll be a very, very different change of pace as well. So yeah, thanks for choosing this one, everyone, and yeah, hopefully I love this. Let's go on to roll number 7. Roll number 7. 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Another goals and targets. Okay, roll number 7 gave us a 4. We're slowly getting towards the end now. And for this one, it is a goals and targets. So again, one of my books I've purchased since Christmas, or since Christmas, yeah. One of the books I've purchased since Christmas, or a Christmas book, or it needs to be a NetGalley book. Now, I already have 3 books on my Kindle, so I think I can get away with reading another physical book now, which is amazing because one book that I'm really excited for, and it is a sequel, and I've been waiting for it to be on paperback, and I finally got it, I think, last month. By last month I mean March. But yeah, I finally got it, and that's ASAP by Axio. So this is a sequel to XOXO. Again, this is a K-pop romance. Can you tell that I'm just kind of reading music romances this month for about half my TBR at this point? Yeah, I'm going to be choosing this one. I'm so excited to get to this. So yeah, I don't know how much this is following the first one, but so I don't know whether to kind of give you a summary of this one or not. But basically in the first book, we are following a girl who is called Sorry. I think it's Sorry. Basically in the first book, we are following this girl who basically falls in love with the K-pop idol, and who is like her childhood best friend. And so it's kind of going along with that. And yeah, we're kind of moving to this one. I don't know whether this one is a direct sequel or if it's just following characters that are similar. I've not read the back because I don't want to kind of give myself any spoilers for it. So yeah, just know it's a K-pop romance. I think he is the K-pop idol and she isn't, but we will see. I'm just excited. I'm just excited to get some more K-pop romance in here. Yeah, let's just delve in. I know I'm gonna speed through this. I sped through XOXO. I know I'm gonna speed through this. But yeah, another K-pop romance onto my TBR for this month. And what I'm hoping is a final roll. By that I mean we have no further books, because I think we need a 6 or a 5. Basically we can do it in one roll. So let's hope it's nice to me, but at this point I don't believe it will, and I still actually need to add to our Thursday. So whatever this book does, if I get another prompt, I need to fit this in there any way that I can. So yeah, let's go to our next roll, roll number 8. Roll number 8. 1, so that is another bookmom prompt. And we have seasonal. Read a book for a seasonal bookmom prompt. I can do that. Well, isn't that just typical? I got a 1. Thanks. I love that for me. But I did get bookmom and I did get seasonal. So this is just to read a book for a seasonal bookmom prompt. Now for this season, we have 6 prompts and I've not done any of them. So I had 6 different prompts that I could choose from for this. For this one, I'm actually going to be choosing the prompt for read a book with the first word starts with S, because this is Sir Thursday. And I need to fit this in. So I'm adding this in here so that I know it's read. I know that this one is done if I add this in here. And I've got all my mandatory books. So this is the 4th book in the Keys to the Kingdom series, and this is basically following a boy named Arthur, who is trying to get all the different keys within the house. We're following one for every single day of the week, so we do have another 3 after this. 3? Yeah. Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Yeah. Another 3 after this one. For about halfway through. And we're basically following Thursday, about his key and his time in the house. Don't know anything really about his character, but this one does just kind of say, without any spoilers, this is a war that Arthur can win, or is his only hope to escape it. Now, so it's going to have some form of war in here, but I don't really know too much else about this. So I'm looking forward to just jumping in and continuing on with it and reading this with Kaz. So should be a really good time. As I said, I don't really want to give any spoilers for you because this is literally book 4 in a series. So yeah, I'm going to read that one for that prompt. Roll number 9. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We are at the show and we are done. I think this TBR is really, really nice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put up here what the page count is going to be for this month and how many pages a day I need to read as well, because I need a quick minute to figure that out. So yeah, let me just put that on the screen. But otherwise, my TBR looks like this. And obviously I have 3 ebooks on there, but one is a middle grade. The the other one is another music romance, and then the other one is another, oh wait, one's a music romance, one's a K-pop romance, and then one is a middle grade. So this does not look like it's going to be a bad stack at all. Also, I got so many books I just wanted to get put in here anyway. I needed this one in there, I need this one in there. This one is a sequel I've been really looking forward to. This one I've just had my eye on recently. So yeah, and in terms of Sally's Lament, I didn't really feel in the mood for picking up this one this month, but I think I'm still going to love it. So it's just not when I would have picked it up primarily just now. So yeah, it should be a really good reading month, I hope. But with me, seeming like I can't seem to pass any TBR this year, so I'm worried. But last month I did end up reading an extra 2 books. That's the only reason I failed. April was because I did read 2 additional books there, which will be in my reading vlog, so do go check that one out. But yeah, I think I can do this. I know it's 8 books, but they're ones I'm all excited for, and half these are music romances, which I can speed through so fast because it's very much my style of book and what I've been really gravitating towards for like the last year. So I should have an amazing time with this. But yeah, let me know if there's any here that you have read or that you're excited to hear my views on. I will be doing a wrap up for these in June. I will be doing monthly ones going forward. So yeah, do keep an eye out for that. But yeah, do leave a heart emoji if you think I will pass this month. If you don't think I'm going to pass this month, then just do a little rock emoji because I'm going to a concert. I've got 4 concerts this month, so yeah, I'm super excited to be going everywhere again. But yeah, hopefully this will be easy. I believe in myself this month. But yeah, that is everything for me. Please remember to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye guys.